I want to talk about the most addictive video game in the world of digital marketing. It is not Fortnite. It is not Call of Duty. It is Google PageSpeed Insights. You know exactly what I am talking about. You go to Google's speed test tool, you type in your URL, and you watch that little blue circle spin and spin. You are praying for a green number. You are praying for a 90 or a 100. But for most of you, that is not what happens. The circle stops spinning, turns red, and gives you a score of 45. Or maybe it turns orange and gives you a 62. And then, below that number, it gives you a list of errors a mile long. Reduce initial server response time, eliminate render blocking resources, minimize main thread work. It is infuriating. You feel like you failed a test, and you know that because you failed this test, Google is punishing your rankings. We know for a fact that core web vitals, which include speed, visual stability, and responsiveness, is a confirmed ranking factor. If you are slow, you are invisible. So, what do? You do what we all do. You go down the rabbit hole of optimization plugins. You install a caching plugin like WP Rocket or W3 Total Cache. You install an image compression plugin. You install a script minifier. Suddenly, you have 6 different plugins all trying to hack your website to make it faster. Maybe your score bumps up from a 45 to a 65. But you are still not green. You are still not at 100. And now, because of all those plugins, your website code is a mess. Things start breaking. Images don't load. The layout shifts. I went through this exact same struggle. I was obsessed with getting a perfect 100 out of 100 score on mobile. Not desktop. Desktop is easy. I wanted a 100 on mobile because Google uses mobile-first indexing. I tried everything. I hired developers. I tweaked code. I stripped my site down to the bare bones. And I could not break past a score of 70. I hit a wall. And then, I discovered the uncomfortable truth. I wasn't the problem. My code wasn't the problem. My host was the problem. I realized that trying to get a perfect speed score on cheap shared hosting is like trying to win a Formula 1 race driving a Toyota Corolla. You can put a spoiler on the Corolla. You can take out the back seats to save weight. You can put premium gas in it. But at the end of the day, the engine is a Corolla engine. It has a physical limit. So, I decided to do a challenge. I called it the 100 Speed Challenge. I took a clone of my website, the exact same design, same images, same plugins, same heavy content, and I moved it from my cheap shared hosting provider to Kinsta. Now, Kinsta is not shared hosting. Kinsta is a managed WordPress host that runs on the Google Cloud platform. And not just the standard Google Cloud. They use the premium tier network and the C to compute optimized virtual machines. These are the servers that Google uses for its own high-performance tasks. I wanted to see if the hardware actually made a difference. I didn't change a single line of code. I literally just migrated the site. I waited for the DNS to propagate. I took a deep breath. I went back to Google PageSpeed Insights. I typed in the new URL hosted on Kinsta, and I watched the wheel spin. It spun for about half the time it usually does. And then, the number popped up, 99, on mobile. I almost fell out of my chair. I refreshed it. It hit 100. I went to my Semrush site audit tool to confirm it. I looked at the performance report. My time to first by Twitch used to be over a second, was now under 15 milliseconds. My LCP largest contentful paint was instantaneous. The red warnings were gone. The orange warnings were gone. Everything was green. Why did this happen? How did changing the host fix problems that I thought were code problems? It comes down to 2 things: raw power and architecture. First, let's talk about raw power. Shared hosting, the kind you pay $5 a month for, is weak. The processors are old. They throttle your CPU usage. When Google's speed test bot visits your site, it pushes the CPU on a shared host. The server chokes. It hesitates. That hesitation is what destroys your score. Kinsta's C2 machines are monsters. They chew through PHP code like it is nothing. When the speed test bot hits a site on Kinsta, the server responds instantly. It doesn't flinch. That raw processing power clears up a lot of the main thread work errors automatically. Second is architecture. Kinsta uses something called LXD containers. On your old host, you are likely in a shared environment. It is like living in a giant apartment building with thin walls. If your neighbor plays loud music, you hear it. If your neighbor has a party, the elevator slows down. Kinsta gives you an isolated container. It is a standalone house. You have your own software resources. You have your own Nginx web server. You have your own PHP workers. No one else on the internet can affect your performance. And because Kinsta has server-level caching, I was able to delete all those messy optimization plugins. I deleted the caching plugin. I deleted the image optimizer. I deleted the database cleaner. Kinsta did all of that at the server level, which meant my WordPress installation was lighter, cleaner, and more stable. The result of this challenge changed my entire business philosophy. I realized that I had been wasting dozens of hours trying to optimize software when I should have just upgraded the hardware. If you are a consultant, or an agency owner, or an affiliate marketer, time is money. How many hours have you wasted trying to fix core Web Vitals errors? How many hours have you spent staring at Semrush audits trying to shave off a millisecond here and a millisecond there? If you value your time at even $50 an hour, spending hours fixing a slow site is costing you hundreds of dollars. Kinsta starts at $35 a month. That is $1 a day. For $1 a day, you can stop fighting with plugins. You can stop worrying about speed tests. You can get an instant 90+ score just by moving. And here is the best part for your SEO. When I hit that 100 score, I saw a direct correlation in my Semrush position tracking tool. The keywords that were hovering at position 4 and 5, the ones just off the podium, started moving up to position 1 and 2. Google has explicitly stated that when two pieces of content are equal in quality, the faster experience wins. I was losing because I was slow. Once I was fast, I won. So here is my challenge to you. I want you to take the 100 speed challenge. I want you to take your current website. Go run a speed test right now. Look at the number. If it is red or orange, you have a problem. Then, click the link I have put in the description below. That is the Kinsta link. Go there. Sign up for an account. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is zero risk here. Use their free migration service. Let their engineers move a copy of your site to their Google Cloud servers. It doesn't affect your live site, it is just a copy. Then, point your domain to Kinsta and run the speed test again. If you don't see a massive, undeniable jump in your score, then cancel. Get your money back. You have lost nothing. But if you see what I saw, if you see that number turn green, if you see the time to first byte drop too near zero, then you will know that you have found the solution. You cannot build a business on a foundation that cracks under pressure. You need a foundation of concrete. Kinsta is that concrete. Don't let a slow server be the reason your business fails. Don't let a cheap hosting plan be the reason your competitor ranks above you. Upgrade your engine. Win the race. Click the link below. Start the migration. And post your before and after scores in the comments. I want to see how much faster you get. Good luck.